Good morning, my name is Jonathan from Amplitude Music. Today I would like to introduce you Eastman Guitars. So Eastman Guitars, this brand is quite unique. It's actually established in 1992 by a founder called Chen, and he was actually studying in US in that time, studying music, more to flutes and stuff like that. But he found out that in that time a lot of students are actually they need affordable violin. As you know, violin at that time is very expensive, and even the student model are handmade in Italy or in other part of the UK, which gonna cost them a lot of money. So he see that and he tried to ask his families, as his families is a wood crafting people, and he asked his families to build a violin, and every time they send in the violin and give it to those students, and those students give them a very good advice and good criticisms. So he take that and he write a letter and send back to their parents, and every time they send back the violin, it has improved. So back and forth, the violin becomes so good and now is actually one of the biggest distributor in North America, and they have around 250 dealers around US alone, not including UK yet. They are very big right now. So as you know, violin is one of the most difficult instrument to make, handmade, and they make it so well that they are having a very good quality instrument which is made in China, but the quality can compare to, say example, like a 2-3,000 US dollar can compare to a 10-20,000 US dollars violin. So that is how they position themselves. They make it high quality, at the same time not not too expensive, which is most American can afford. Now, as you know, violin is hard to make, but they managed to make it very well. Then they venture into cello, viola, all the double bass. Then along the way, they start making guitars. They make an archtop guitar first. As you know, archtop guitar very much has the same skill needed to make a violin or viola, because there's a curve on the top of the body. It is harder to make an archtop guitar than to make a flat top guitar or a dreadnought like this. So they started to make archtop mandolins, and then venture into dreadnought or those Grand Auditorium series. Now the best part about this company is that they're all handmade, and they choose the woods carefully, and they carefully dry their woods, and they have every room temperature to control all the room, so to make sure that the guitar, when it go outside of China, it went to US, Canada, Malaysia, Indonesia, there won't be have a warp issue on the neck. So this is very important. Now another thing is that they only use Nitro lacquer, and there's a long word to it, but the short form called Nitro. So this kind of lacquer, which is the gloss you are seeing here, is very important, because during the 1930s time, people are using only this type of lacquer to build the guitar, and it sounds really very near to those golden era time. You see, why people keep on complaining that the modern guitar built today doesn't sound as good as the golden era, because one of it is this issue. Now today in the modern society, they no longer use a nitro lacquer, they use a poly lacquer. So poly, there's a long word to it, but I like to call it poly lacquer. So if you do a Google a little bit research on it, you will find out that poly lacquer is easy to use because it's dry very fast, but the disadvantage of it is that most often it's very thick. So if your lacquer is too thick on the wood, your sound cannot be absorbed that much on the wood, so it will come out very sharp or very treble, a lot of brightness. So as you can hear that from this guitar, it sounds very warm because the lacquer that they use is very thin, so the sound is still can be absorbed by the wood. So this is very important. Of course, during the golden era time, Martin, right, they use Adirondack spruce for the top, which this guitar also use Adirondack spruce. Now Eastman is using the same supplier supplied to Martin and Taylor, Larrabee and all the big brand there. So they are using a same supplier. So the wood, in terms of wood, they are same actually, all imported wood and all handmade. So why handmade is important? So a lot of people saying shouldn't be the machine made is more accurate, shouldn't be the machine made is more precise. Let me answer you that why handmade is important. Because one thing, all this top actually there has a tone to it. So like when you play drum, you need to tune your drum, right? Because drum has a certain tone. Like let's say example, the tom, you want it to tune it to A or G or E, so you have to tune it. So the tone on the wood, you can only tone it by using shiver. You have to, you know, make it thinner or thicker to get the tone that you want. So machine, they won't actually care about the tone of the top, but Eastman, they took the time to actually, you know, get the tone right. And very importantly is that even the inside here, you will feel very smooth because they sand it down. If it's a machine made, you will feel rough inside because they don't really care about the inside, as long as the outside looks good. But Eastman took the time, they actually polish everything here inside. I mean not polish, I mean they sand it very smoothly inside. Now I want to talk about this guitar, because this guitar is really popular now in the America, and mostly compared to Martin, Taylor, even Gibson's. So you have to check it out. Go to their website, eastmanguitars.com. You can also go to YouTube. There's so many reviews about them. You can go and find out. They have many tons of review about this guitar, because I love this. So let me just let you hear a little bit about this model. This is a E20D Adirondack spruce top, Indian rosewood back and side, full solid. Now I feel the whole body is vibrating, and I can feel it on my chest as well when I play it. So it's really versatile, it's hard to describe. You have to try it yourself to, you know, understand the feeling. Now the best thing about this guitar, it doesn't come with pickup with this model, but they built a pin here. You see, you can just put it out, and then you can install any pickup you want. If you don't want the pickup, you can easily, you know, take it out and put this back. It's so convenient. You know, nowadays all the guitar comes with a pickup. You cannot simply change the pickup already, because they already installed here, which will affect the tone. When you have a pickup here, even though it's manufacturer built for you, you will notice that there are certain sound, the hole here, it will actually a little bit affect the tone of the wood. And if you have a very expensive guitar, you definitely do not want to open a hole here when it doesn't have a hole here. So most people will choose the pickup there sliding inside here like this, like the Songhajung type. Those are proper pickup. If you don't like the tone, you can always, you know, take it out, change to something else. There are so many pickup out there today. Well, I hope you will understand more about Eastman. If you have any question, you can comment below and I'll try to answer all your questions. But all the information can be found in their website. Or you can personally come to my shop, Amplitude Music. We are located in Subang, Jaya, to try it out yourself. You have to try before you buy. You must try before you buy. So good luck, have a good day. Bye.